Focus inside. That's where the problems of life can be solved. As you watch your mind, you begin to notice it has two functions. One is to create issues, and the other is to resolve them. And our problem is that we're really good at creating issues, but not so good at resolving them. One of the first things you have to do is look at yourself. Ask yourself, what am I doing that's adding a problem here? You notice how the Buddha approached the whole problem of suffering. He looked inside. He asked himself, is there anything I'm doing that's adding unnecessary suffering here? So he looked for the cause and he looked inside. Those are the first two steps for solving problems. Because 9 times out of 10 it seems that the problems of the world come from inside the human mind. And our tendency is to look for other human minds and saying it's their fault, their fault. But that doesn't solve anything. If we're going to solve something, you have to look in areas where you are responsible and where you can make a difference. So you start in here. You look at the Buddha's teachings. There's so many issues that were discussed at his time about whether the world is eternal, world is not eternal, whether it's finite, infinite. Soul is the same thing as the body is one thing, the soul is another, on down the line. But those are things you're not responsible for. No matter how much you rant and rave about them, how much you discuss them, it doesn't really make a difference. However, you look into the issue of what's skillful in the mind, what's unskillful in the mind, that's the place where you can really make a difference. That's where you are responsible. So do your best to clear up the issues where you can make a difference. As for issues where you can't make a difference, you just leave them. The human world has been the way it is, up and down, for who knows how long. I've been reading recently about the plagues that went through Europe. And the behavior of people in those days was not all that much different from the behavior you see around us now. If a new plague was starting up in a particular city, the city officials would call in some doctors and say, tell us this is not the plague. And if the doctors agreed that it was not the plague, that was advertised all over the city. If the doctor says, no, this really is the plague, then we get different doctors. In other words, people don't like to admit that things are happening, and they'll do their best to hide them. And this is something we're going to see in the human realm, as long as there is a human realm. The important thing is that you don't try to hide the things in your own mind from yourself. There you can make a difference. So look at the areas where you are responsible, where you can make a difference. Focus your attention there, and you find that you really do resolve a lot of the issues in life. Because the human world is a work in progress. It's never going to be done. Things are never going to get settled. But you can settle your mind. You can settle the issues inside. So focus your energy there.